Hey everyone, welcome to Inside Hollywood with Jazzy Bell. And today is going to be an amazing, amazing episode. We are going to be joined by one of my favorite people in the world. She is an educator, an activist, and one of my favorite actresses. Her name is Sheria Irving. How are you, Sheria?
Well, after that beautiful introduction, yes, sis, I'm doing very well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good because I'm joined by you. And you know, everything about this whole series is about inspiring the people, educating the people, and giving people like yourself a platform to share your journey so you can inspire others. So I'm excited.
Me too.
All right, let's get right into it, because what I love to say about people that come on this show like yourself, that I know that's been in it to win it for a very long time. And my line is, you're not new to this, you're true to this. So, so please, if you can, like, tell the people, how long have you been acting?
I've been acting for almost a decade. Almost a decade. I think about 7 years professionally. I was doing community theater in New York while I was an educator. Shout out to the Bronx Writing Academy. I was a 6th grade special education teacher. And one of my students was like, Miss Irving, you should act because you'll be like real good at it. And I was like, you think so, boo? Okay. And you know New York. So so I resigned after gaining tenure. And another friend of mine was like, you should go to this program called Yale, girl. And I was like, okay. They were like, yeah, they have an acting program there. You know, you'll be really good for it. Had no idea of the merit of the program. I had no idea how hard it was to get in. Decided in December that I was going to audition in January, and God is good. And so after, going to Yale, I've been hustling. I've been doing a lot of theater. My first theater gig was a Broadway show. I was an understudy, an on-stage cover, but for Romeo and Juliet. That was my introduction into the theater world. And since then, I've just been plugging along, doing, White Noise by Susan Laurie Parks, alongside Daveed Diggs and Thomas Sadowski, just kind of moving. And then I moved to New York. I did my first role in TV was The Good Wife. And I was playing a Black woman who was racially profiled. Okay. And one line that I had was, you ready?
What is that?
But I didn't steal anything.
The goal is to get you out of here, so your best move is to plea and pay your fine.
But I didn't steal anything.
Ms. Todd, Betty, you'll make your life a lot easier if you do what I say. Let me talk to the prosecutor, plead it out.
Don't plead her out.
What? Why?
Female 62.
I need 30 seconds with Matan on this one, Your Honor.
You get 20.
Salvatore's the department store. It's targeting African Americans. She didn't do it.
Alicia, this isn't your case. Back the hell off.
But I have a witness who can testify.
I don't care. You're slowing things down.
Can I change attorneys?
Okay, girl. I was wanting better, and I moved to LA to just see what was up. And then 20s came, which was like,
see, what you're not going to do is speed up your process. Because
speed up. Okay.
We got to let certain things marinate. Like, one thing I kind of want to let marinate is the Yale School of Drama. The fact that, shout out to the 6th grader that was like, yeah, you need to be doing this, boo. You good. Like, she saw something in you that you ended up pursuing and blessing the world with your talent. So shout out to her. And the fact that someone just threw out, go to Yale, like, that's not nothing easy. I mean, a lot of the talents that come out of there is like Angela Bassett and her husband, Courtney D. Vance. Who else came out of there? I feel like so many names came out of there, and I'm like, you're along those great people. So the fact that you just jumped into that and stepped out on faith, what was the process in that, though, for a lot of people that don't know? I'm intrigued by that.
Well, I'm in such great company, for sure. And the process is kind of arduous. Like you audition, and it's really this weird thing, right? So you have all of these people, maybe like 30 people packed into this room, and for your hour. and you go and you audition and you come out, and then somebody comes out with this one sheet of paper and they tack it to the wall, and you have to see if your name is there to stay to the end of the day. Now, for my group, there were like, I think 2 names, and I didn't even have to go look at it because some privileged girl was like, who is Sheria?
Ooh, she did not mispronounce your name, sis.
Good, sis, because I was sitting in that chair like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. It's me. I didn't even go to look at it. So, and that's the end of the day round. And then you have to audition again. And then they bring you back for a callback weekend. Like it's a lot. And I didn't know that people do this. Like some people have been auditioning 3 times before they get in. But you know, when it's right, it's right. I believe in God, and I believe that God sends angels sometimes your way to whisper things to you. The universe conspires for your good. So, you know, what you're seeking is absolutely seeking you. You know, I had no idea. But
did you
God,
have any acting experiences prior to?
yeah, so you know, middle school, I went to Norland Middle School. I'm from Miami, okay? So shout out to Norland Middle. They had a performing arts program, and then I went to high school, New World School of the Arts in Miami, which is a pretty prestigious high school that you have to get in to audition to get into. I just didn't know how to do it. So, and this is the conversation we need to be having with our young people, right? So, because nobody in my family was an artist and didn't understand that you could actually be an artist and thrive and make money, I was going to be a lawyer. My undergraduate degree is in economics and political science. I did not study acting at all. And that was because at the advice of my parents and any adult guide that I had was like, no, well, you know, why don't you stick to the true blue thing? Not understanding that my passion and my gift is the true blue, is the thing that you should be always, you know, focusing on. And everything happens for a reason. My path is my path. So it kind of zigzags a little bit, but it has all kind of led to this moment. So I've always been acting. Always, you know, in college, I was the president of Black Actors Guild. You know, I've been, you know, I've been true to this because I love it so much. I believe in being a truth teller, a modern day storyteller, a griot. So I love this art, and I wish somebody would have championed me a little bit earlier to say, hey, you can do this, no matter if you have a blueprint, no matter if the road is not paved and worn, you can do this. I didn't know anybody who's doing it.
Yes, you're doing it for the rest of us out here, especially the young girls and boys coming up that's pursuing this. So you are an inspiration. Okay. Now, when it comes to representation, as we know, is so important, is seeing yourself, whether it be on stage, the big screen, the small screen. Who was it for you that you saw that resonated with you that made you say, yeah, I want to do this when it comes to acting?
So a lot of women. But what I will say is that Tandy Newton and Beloved, for me, and Beloved is a weird film, right? You know, but I just marveled at how fearless somebody could be on camera, a brown girl who was okay, who was not afraid to be ugly, to get in the, I was just like,
what was that line that she was just like, get inside of me? So it was like,
yes, yeah, touch me on the inside, girl, touch me on the inside. And that type of, I think I fell in love with the art. Then, I was doing oratorical contests and stuff as a youngster, so I didn't know, I thought I had skills in oratory. I'm a speaker, or I did the Martin Luther King speech every year and won at Myrtle Grove Elementary School.
I have a dream.
I have a dream, okay? Then we would sit down at the table of brotherhood, okay? Anyway. I did that speech every year. But I think seeing her, Kimberly Elise, these actresses are not afraid to get ugly, and they're beautiful. They're beautiful women, but they're just not, they're so unafraid, and they go there. And I think that for me, seeing that was triggering in the best way. It kind of drew me in. So yeah, and also so I just have a little crush on I want to say it's not Felicia Rashad. I was about to say Huxtable, but I don't want to, okay. But
Okay.
Felicia Rashad, to see a Black woman be a Black woman, TV was like, whoa, you are so unapologetically Black, and you got my mom's mannerisms, and you be cutting your eyes and doing all, I was just like, oh, we can be us. We can be
smart at the same time.
Smart and beautiful and sexy and everything and accomplished and have, families and all this stuff.
Yeah. And still roll your neck and twirl your fingers and it'd be okay.
Yes, because they're not mutually exclusive things.
Exactly.
To see that, in all Blackness is not a monolith, right?
Exactly.
So that's why representation matters, for sure.
For sure. Well said. Yes, we are all not one way. Now, we just touched a little bit on your theater career, your stage career, which we love. You shouted them out earlier. I'll just reiterate. White Noise, Super Shaw Woman, While I Yet Live, Ethos.
Yes, Billy Porter.
See?
Yeah.
Run it down real quick.
While I Yet Live was with Billy Porter. He wrote it, but I was also around Powerhouse Women. So I'm talking about Epatha Murkison, Sharon Washington, Lillias White, Elaine Graham. These women, divas in the theater community and outside of the, Epatha Murkison has won Emmys. So she is like doing it. But I've been really lucky along my journey to have some dope Black women to usher me along the way too.
How was that stage life? Because you got experience in front of the camera and doing, TV that we're going to get into next. But when it comes to stage, talk to me about that for you.
Stage is my baby, and I love it so much because I like rehearsal. I like to rehear, right? So. And I feel like the most authentic interactions come through rehearsal. I'm a nerd too. So my scripts are all written out, and I do that for TV too, and it's not the same. But I do like the art and the activity of rehearsal. I like the muscle that it takes. So.
I read some of your rave reviews, honey. I'm gonna put that in between some of this segment. Yes. Now, when it comes to television, and in particular 20s, which was my favorite show while it was on, when I tell you, shout out to Lena Waithe, who created the show, and also, did Boomerang as well. And I think they were on at the same time, which I like Boomerang for sure. But 20s was it for me. 20s. Something about 20s it was just so special. I mean, I'm in my 30s, but it was just like I was reborn.
Yes. I mean, I'm in my 30s too, and I was really proud to be a part of a thing called 20s. I was like, well, Lord, you give me a couple more years, But 20s it's so vibrant. The cast was absolutely amazing. Shout out to JoJo, Christina, Gabrielle. Like, everybody was really, really amazing and fun to work with. And it really hit on some topics that the Black community sometimes refuses to see. So
talk about it.
You have this queer Black woman who's masculine presenting, who is the star of the show. We are literally watching her interact with the world. Like, there's this bit on 20s where she's walking through the lot, and you have the car, the people in the car passing by, and the woman's like, oh, well, that's a she, a they, a he, or I don't know.
She is very stylish, or he, or maybe that's a they, unclear.
And there's always humor in the really grotesque and ugly. right? And that's because we don't take the time to get to know people. Masculine representing females are really written off in the Black community, and it's sad. You know, watching The Shy, Miriam Hyman, who plays Dre on The Shy, a lot of people were, you know, on Instagram saying, and abroad saying, oh, we don't really trust her. We don't trust Dre. And you have to think about why.
Yeah.
You know, what is the narrative that we as a Black community is perpetuating towards this group of people? So I was really excited to be a part of a show that highlighted a queer woman. My character, Lorraine, she was a fluid woman of color. And we don't talk about that either. You know, it's either like you're bi or you're a hoe, like you're doing the most. And regardless of how Lorraine was painted, I, Sheria, believe that sexuality is on a spectrum, period. Right? So we can say, you know, we're all 100% here, or I'm on the one right here, whatever. But a lot of people live in this 60. A lot of people live in and the lines are blurred, and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be fluid, to follow your happy body. As long as you're wrapping it up and protecting people, you can do whatever you want to do and live the life that you want to live. I think that it's time for, and I'm happy that it was on BET too, because our community needs to celebrate all Black love. You know, even Black love isn't a monolith. To, you know, to just see a heterosexual relationships, that's just not the ticket. So I'm here for it. Representation does matter. So, I was happy to be a part of that for sure.
How did you get a part of it though? Because I'm always intrigued about how it got from A to Z. So you out here in LA doing your thing.
I wasn't doing my thing. Let me tell you what I was doing. Okay, so when I first moved out here to LA, we moved out here with 2 suitcases. That's it. And no job. So, you know, a lot of people paint the move to be, oh, you probably went there with security, but there was no security. There was no net. It was a faith move for quality of life, right? So I'm here, I'm looking for jobs on Craigslist because I'm new to my team, to my agents. I'm new on LA's side. I'm considered a theater actor in New York. So it's really hard to kind of break people's focus for you. So I'm working at a nonprofit, catching the bus, no car, because when you know, there's no cars in New York. Like I didn't have a car in New York. You take the subway everywhere. So it came here, you know, I was Ubering until Uber got expensive, was taking the bus, and I got an audition. And the audition was last minute. And it was for 20s, for Lorraine. And I had to go to work that day. I was like, Lord, I just got this job. They're about to fire me, but I'm going to have to go. So I called out. I went on the audition, and that was it. That was it. They called me back. They were like, well, wear something different. And I was like, what you want me to wear? Because I have a plethora of items. I love to get dressed up. So what do you need? And I came back, you know, same positive attitude, different outfit. And I became a part of 20s. It was really kismet in a way for that to have happened, especially at the timing couldn't have been better, because I was questioning my worth, you know, and where I was. But you know, everything happens when it's supposed to happen. So that's how it happened.
Here.
And I'm here.
So where were you working? What was the job you had before you got the call?
I was working at Star Academy, a nonprofit, and I was teaching theater to privileged students, and who were not having it, who were disrespectful. And it was really challenging because it's all for the journey, right? Because then I started my own nonprofit. right? I always use what I learned from other people to build the thing that I need to create for people who would really respect and want the things that I have to offer. So yeah, was working there. I was also a tutor for Hayden and Associates. You know, this master's in education, honey, comes in into good use. It does.
And you got that from Pace University, right?
University. I have a master's in education. Yes. So I'm like, I think I'm well equipped for the long haul, for even when things are not, you know, working in the direction that I want them to go. I have multiple directions in which to go so that I'm not floundering out here. I got to figure it out. I got to make it work. You know?
Brains and beauty. Now, a second ago, you said something about questioning yourself. And I'm so happy you got this call and it's continuing on in your purpose, because we are so enjoying you. Now, with Lorraine, the character in particular in 20s, what I love about her, like you said, she's very sexual fluid, right? And as we said earlier, representation matters. Now, I have two nieces that just recently, one came out as bisexual and the other one came out as gay. And so I know that it was, I guess for parents, it's just different and difficult to figure out how to navigate that space. I'm like, how do I approach my children? I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to offend. And I feel like a character like yours, a character like Hattie, that's played by Jonica T. Gibbs, kind of help someone see themselves and kind of make things easier. And it was like that for my sister in particular, because she told me, she was like, I don't know what to say. I don't want to offend. And I wonder for you, because I'm always asking people that's within the LGBTQIA plus community, like advice given to people that are struggling with their sexuality. But I more so want to know, do you have any advice for like the parents out there that's struggling with kids that's coming out?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, first, I just want to say that that there is no struggle with your sexuality.
Okay.
You know, I think that we put that on people because of our struggle to really love them point blank. My advice to parents is love is all. Okay. There's nothing that you can say or do to make your child feel any differently than they do. And I think it's necessary for parents not to blame themselves or any other thing as to maybe if I did this or I did, you know, it's not about you. So remove yourself from the equation, period, and really take a look at this individual that is, you know, we don't create children to be carbon copies of us. We create them to endow them with everything that we can to support them in being the individual, whoever that they want to be. So, and I think it takes a lot of love, not love because of, love in spite of. So would you still love me, you know, if I were with a man, you know? So do you love me because my sexuality is in line with your views and your morals? But you have to love me in spite of, regardless of what I do, who I love, because it's not you. You know, we hate the thing. We try to disassociate the thing that we feel is farthest from us. We try to push it away. And I can speak very frankly about my own experience with telling my mother that, Mom, I'm a fluid woman. I'm queer. Telling her that. I come from a very staunch religious family. And I wholeheartedly believe in God, but what I mostly believe is that God is love, and that if we lead with love, everything else falls into place. Anything that's not love is not of God. So I think that my family might have had a tougher time to come around with it, but as I get older, you know, I'm so strong in my truth. Like, it's like, listen, if you ain't fucking me, then I don't know. Seriously.
Say it, Susan. If you ain't fucking with me,
It's about boundaries too. Like, because for my mental space, I'm my own thing. I'm my own thing. And God is doing its own thing with me. Right? God, she is working within me. So let's not stop the growth or stop whatever the work is. And so that's what I would really impart to your sister-in-law.
My sister and one brother who thought but both my nieces is dealing with it.
Love is all, and ride and die for your fam. You only get one. And sexuality is such a small piece of who a person is. We like to fixate on it in order to label or to box people in. We gotta stop that. I'm not asking you who you fucking. I'm not, and I don't care. You know, so let's not, you know, it's a rude topic for me. Even when, you know, if somebody asks me like, well, how do you identify? None of your business, because I just met you. You know, I mean, seriously though, because I don't ask about sex when it comes to other people. I think we need to reel it back in. We really do, and stop judging people and trying to label them like, can you just love, you know? So yeah. I'm all about that love life. That's all I preach. That's all I'm about. Love.
I'm all about that love life. I like that. I think I'm gonna take that. You know, one thing that sounds like since moving to LA is almost what it sounds like to me is just to give it an analogy, is like in LA, people are like, what do you do? Who are you? It's like, whoa, my name is Jazzy Bell. Just know that first. Like, why is it? What do I do? So I totally get the whole, like, how do you, like, out the gate, it's all about your sexual orientation. So I get that.
Yeah, and that's tough too. That whole questioning, like, what do you do? Who do you know? Because what I do is not, and this is the conversation about worth and value, right? So I've had to learn, like, if I am not working, does that mean I am not worthy? No, I am worthy whether I am working in this industry or not. Yep. So I'm worthy if I don't know anybody, or, you know, so hi, yeah, my name is Sheria Irving. I'm doing really well today. It's really sunny outside, you know, like, let's be humans first. I think we're getting into, you know, positions too hard. Like, it's not that serious.
No, it's not.
It's not good people like that.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to 20s, again, I do want to ask you, what was your most memorable moment on set?
I think for me, the sex scene was a lot. And it's just because I'm a little shy when it comes to that type of thing. And it was my first day on set. So can you imagine, like, you know, your first day being said, oh, okay, so here's some nude underwear and, you know, pasties, you ready? It's a little nerve-wracking. But JoJo was great, and we're friends. So it was really nice to just kind of talk it through. You know, a lot of people don't understand that it's not as comfortable as it looks.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that, you know, we're not really doing the do. It's all TV magic, but it is close and intimate. And so I think that I remember that moment because I had to step outside of my comfort zone, but everything outside of the comfort zone is where the magic happens. So, yeah.
Look at that. Now, what was the fans' reaction to you? Because as we know with your character, Lorraine, it was kind of like a love-hate thing. I adored her. I was with the shits with her, but I was like, wait a minute now. She does only pop up when she want to love something.
No, I know. I think, you know, I don't know. I think that I have my friends and my tribe ride for Lorraine, and that's the ride for me, you know. But I think other people who might not understand her might have taken some issue with the fact that she was a woman who knew what she wanted and didn't abide any type of juvenile behavior. You know, she knows what she wants. And so, you know, if you're not willing to give it to her, it's bye-bye, I'll catch you later. And I appreciate that type of honesty, you know. So for me, it's like, listen, she was true to her. So I can get down with it. I can stand behind it. So go Team Lorraine, whoever's out there. Love her.
Team Lorraine. Now, I feel like I saw something. I'm just being funny right now. But you working on a new project, my dear.
I
So,
am.
so tell me about it. I know that it's starring yourself, Taryn Manning, Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah, it's called Bobcat Morretti.
Okay.
And the star of it is this really lovely actor. His name is Tim Realbuto, and it's directed by Rob Margulies. And it follows Tim, who plays Bobby in the movie. It follows Bobby on a journey battling with the loss of his family and his diagnosis of MS. And for anybody who doesn't know what MS is, it's multiple sclerosis. Let me get that sclerosis there. Yes, all these muscular exercises. But it's when, there's damage to the nervous system. And so it intercepts your brain talking to your body. So there's a lot of decline there, and he's dealing with that until he meets a woman named Lacey, a trainer who her name is Joe, played by the Vivica A. Fox, at a boxing gym, and he comes back to life through boxing. So I play a boxer. I've been working on these guns. You see that? You don't see that?
I feel, sis.
Come on now. Now listen, I'm from the 305, so I've always had some hands, but it's really nice to exercise these muscles in the gym. And it's going to be a really, really interesting film. Like, my character is dealing with a certain level of abuse herself. So,
what kind of abuse? What can you tell us?
I'll tell you that my scene partner and boyfriend, Jay Hiron, he's a little bit aggressive. If I can say that, and so for me, playing Lacey, it's like anybody who's struggling with addiction. She's addicted to this person. What steps do we take in order to do something different or stay in the same thing? So I'm excited to play her.
I'm excited too. It seemed like we're going to be Team Lacey coming.
Come on, Team Lacey for the win. Absolutely. She has a lot of heart, and I think that this movie will definitely highlight that for sure.
Now, we're going to wrap this up, but before we do, I want to do my confessional segment with you, and this is where I just shoot out like 5 to 6 questions. It usually warrants like 1-word answers, but maybe not. Let's see.
Ready. I'm ready.
Sheria Irving, what is your dream role? Go.
Oof, my dream role is playing a woman of color who is able to be all of herself, a role that has a beautiful arc and a stunning narrative, maybe even some stunts and stuff along the way. I'd love to be a superhero, Marvel, call me. Some sort of massive role that is not just, black girl number 5.
I love that. Pick one, Tony, Emmy, or Oscar?
Oscar.
Boom. Okay. What is your dream collaboration? Who would you love to work with?
Wow. Okay.
Who is it? What?
Irving, come here. Come. I would love to work with Mr. Irving. He needs to start getting a check up in this house. Okay.
This a girl? A boy? A boy? He's like, you want to work with me?
So this one needs a check, and I would love to work with him. But I think I'd love to work with Ava DuVernay. I've been, trying to get in one of those projects. I would love to work with her. I think her eyes, she has a really beautiful eye, storytelling, and her work is right up my alley. So.
Put that out there in the universe. Come on, Ava, call my girl. Call my girl.
To me.
Yes. If you had to portray a historical figure, one historical figure in American history, which they like to call Black history, but it's American history, who would it be and why?
Look like the person?
No.
Oh, okay, because you know Zoe Saldana did that whole. Anyway.
Oh, what my tea? I'm gonna sip on this water though.
I wish I had some tea to sip too. Anyway.
She apologized and shed a few tears, so I guess we just gonna let that be.
Right. You know, I love Mary McLeod Bethune, and I know that she's not, you know, really thought of very often, but I appreciate her her attention to young people of color and education, building a legacy of wanting to see Black and brown people succeed and excel through education. So I appreciate that, because that's right up the alley of my nonprofit, Shaping Her Earth. Just want to
Shaping Her Earth.
So maybe her, sure.
Okay, I'll take that. Yes, that's so aligned with who you really are as a person.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you said that you wouldn't do when it comes to acting? Something that you're like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I've turned down some things, but I will not play anything that degrades Black women. I will not. You know, I love, you know, interesting roles. So if it's like a crackhead or something like that with an interesting story, I mean, I don't, you know, I'm not discriminatory in that way, but I'm done, you know, playing, you know, I don't want to be a prostitute or whore or any other stereotypical thing that sometimes these studios are writing for women of color. Absolutely not. It's too much to not for me.
I love that. Okay. Ooh, well, listen, that is a wrap here for Inside Hollywood with Jazzy Belle. Sheria, I had such an amazing time with you. I love the fact that you know, came here and shared your journey and inspired us. You were a part of my journey, meeting you at BET, at the casting.
So early, and when I tell you, immediately I whispered over to Cam, and I was like, I love her. She's amazing. You have a light and an aura that attracts nothing but good things and good people. So I'm grateful to be in your company, for sure.
You're so welcome, and I love you. And again, thank you. And thank you for lifting me up just now and speaking life into me. I really appreciate that. And whatever you need from me, I'm here for you, sis.
Okay, I hear that. I'm gonna take you up on that, okay?
Of course. Shots on me after this pandemic and all that is over.
Hey, we need that. We need that. I love you, and I'm so happy that you thought of me for this, for sure.
Absolutely. Love you. And I will talk to you later, okay?
Okay. Bye.